Well, hello there. This is episode number 4. Today we have our guest, Valika Jessica, with us today.
Hey, everyone.
And today's topic is actually going to be surrounded with herself and also her book, Blossoming After Divorce. And the link will be in the bio. So make sure y'all like the video and look for the link so you can purchase the book as well. So with that being said, before we let Valika introduce herself, let's go down the line how we regularly do it. So once again, I'm Shaq. Lulu.
I'm Abigail Holy Grail.
And I'm Valika Jessica, the one and the only.
All right. Yes, ma'am. I know that's right. Yeah. So before we get all up in your business, Miss Beautiful Valika, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am 40 and I'm fine.
Yes, and hair is definitely popping, y'all.
Yes,
Get into it.
Thank you. Hair and skin. Yes, I'm grateful. I don't know. That question is always so interesting. Like when people be like, tell me about yourself. I don't know. I'm an actress. I'm a writer. Clearly. I'm a playwright. I'm a director. I'm a producer. I create art every single day and I fucking love it and I fucking love my life. Right. I created such a beautiful life for myself. I met Abigail doing art and we have formed a beautiful friendship. And I'm so grateful for our friendship and the love that we share. But yeah, I create art every day. I'm a little art butterfly.
Yeah. Well, I love the positive energy. I will say that's definitely positive. I love it all.
Thank you.
So I guess we can dive right on in, honey, because I am ready for this. And the reason why I like this topic because we actually have Bree Love, our little Lulu boo. She can somewhat relate because she's going through the divorce process. So I would love to see how y'all connect as we talk because that's very interesting to me. So I'm so just ready to
get into the tea.
Yes, that too. Girl, I'm a little nosy. I will say that.
Okay, but before can we back the story up?
Well, we ain't even get started with one.
No, but I know we're going to do a deep dive about divorce and after what life looks like after, but let's talk about marriage. When did you get married? When did you... what kind of feelings did you feel? Were you ready for marriage? Those type of questions.
I was 26 when I met my ex-husband, and it was a fairy tale. It was beautiful. I loved our love story and how we met. We met February 20th, 2009, got married February 20th, 2010. We courted for a year. And it was we were literally engaged within 6 months and, we were married and everyone's flying out. I was in graduate school at the time, University of Washington. I was getting my MFA in acting. I was in my first year and we got married our first year and it was beautiful. It was whimsical. We were just deeply in love, right? I never thought we would get divorced, but I mean, and I know he would say the same thing. We were extremely in love with one another, but I believe that that's all it was, if that makes any sense. It was just so much love and we were so young. And we didn't ask the proper questions, when you're dating. Right?
That was our last topic.
Really?
I was telling them about asking the right questions matters.
The right questions matter. Where someone wants to go, what is their trajectory? I always wanted to be a part of a power couple. I realized in the marriage, he didn't want to really be a power couple. We were just so different in so many ways, but we still, still had this beautiful love for each other. So yeah, it was the way we met was divine. I loved it. I felt him look at me from across the room. I sashayed over.
And I definitely read that.
Yeah, right?
In the book, I read that and I love the detail on that. So
it was beautiful how we met. I gave him my hand, he kissed my hand. I mean, it was literally the stuff that you see in movies is how me and him met. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Yeah.
That is beautiful. I like that because in the beginning it is like that. It starts off like that, and then towards when you actually get in there, you start peeling back the layers one by one. So I would say for my question, when did you say things started to get a little shaky?
Very early on. So my ex-husband is a very successful musician, drummer, and he toured a lot. He's toured with some of the greatest musicians ever, greatest vocalists ever. And we had a lot of distance in the beginning of our marriage, which, a lot of people probably thought that, you're the elders, the church, y'all don't need to be so distant from each other when you're building. I'm in grad school, so I'm pumping out 12, 13, 14-hour days, you know what I'm saying, like in school. So it was hard for me to nurture, and then he's on the road. He's not, how we nurturing? Right? But then we would see each other, and it would be like, boom, you know what I'm saying? Because we had this beautiful love for one another. But, I would say when I graduated from University of Washington, we moved to Los Angeles. So that was like going into year 3 of our marriage. That's when I first discovered that he was cheating on me. So it was very early on in the marriage when I discovered that. Girl, I remember that we were so poor and in love, and we were sharing a laptop, and he was out, and I had his laptop, and like it rang, and I'm like, oh, who's calling? And I picked it up, and it was a girl like half naked, and I was like,
the titties out,
all out, and then tried to cover herself, and me being the queen I am from DC, I was like, who the fuck are you? Bitch, hold on. We ain't doing this today. Oh, and she's Parisian. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then no, bitch.
No.
What's that?
Oh my God.
And so that was the first. That was the first like boom. And I confronted him. And one thing I love about him, he never lied. I didn't have one of those husbands that would be like, no, I didn't do that.
Yeah, that's such and such friend.
He would be like, yeah, I apologize. Yeah, and it was I don't know, it was something about that was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we can work through this. Literally, it was just like he never lied about it. And so that was the first instance, like I guess year 2.5, 3 of marriage. And then What you got to say about it, Miss? Going through your divorce.
Well, yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. That happened to me. Well,
but wait, hold on. Before you go, I just want to say, so like, you didn't, because for me, I hear a lot of women say, oh, the first time I'm out, but I think like that's
unrealistic.
That's unrealistic for like a lot of marriages. How some women would be like, oh, the first time you cheat, I'm out. Because I can honestly say, like, as a married woman, I just can't see myself walking out on my family after like one cheating incident. I feel like as a woman, for me to woman up and figure out how did we get here, like I'm gonna take that chance and I'm gonna be like, what the hell? How did we get here? How did this come to us being here? But probably then if it happens again, then yeah, I'll weigh my options. But the first time, I just can't really see myself walking out of my family. And I can be woman enough to say that.
Oh yeah.
So, wow.
I feel like that's like that with a lot of situations, even with my situation, but he constantly did it, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, so, I mean, our marriage was a way bigger situation, but to me, even with dating, I learned from my grandmother, I let a man make a million mistakes, just not the same one twice. You cheat on me, but you do that shit again, and you know that you was wrong, and you just sitting here, lie my face, you're not gonna do it no more, you're not gonna do this and that, and you still do it. Yeah. Now you really don't respect me at all. Well, you didn't the first time, but I'm trying to give you a chance to prove yourself and be better, hold you to a higher standard, and you can't do that, then just that whole thing. I'm not saying what you cheat on me 5, 6, 7, 8 times. You gonna have a kid on me and this. We're not doing that.
So I will say this though for both of y'all, Valika and Bree Love. So, regardless of how the marriage was, whether it was good or bad, or whether it ended good or bad, I guess it's fair to say that either way with the ending, you still felt some type of hurt because nobody wants to be in that goddamn position.
Oh yeah.
Oh girl, hurt doesn't even. That's not even, I don't even know if there's a word for the pain that I felt. Like I would be walking down, and so we were married for 10 years. And I would be walking down the street and I would just fall over and just start crying. Like I would be in the grocery store. I would fall out in the grocery store. People would walk up to me, "Ma'am, are you okay?" I say, "I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm having a love pain, but I'm gonna be okay. I'm fine." You know what I'm saying? It was like extremely painful. And I'm very grateful. Like I was in therapy heavy at that point in my life. I was going every week for 2.5 years to just try to figure out how to move through. Because it was more important for me to become better, than to like hate him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I hated him.
That was gonna be my next question.
I did.
Like, you hated his
I
ass.
did hated him. I'm talking about punching holes in the wall, like bow. You know what I'm saying? Like punching holes in the wall. But I wanted more. I wanted more. I knew I was capable of more. I knew I deserved more. So that within itself, like, kept me like, so I got this. And I never lost that light, but it was difficult.
Wow. Because I know, like, I have friends and people that I've seen that went through a divorce, and like, I really can't say like, oh, I know how you feel, because I'm pretty sure that type of hurt is like very different.
Very.
And it hits you differently. So I can hell, I probably can't even imagine the shit.
I was like kind of like how I explained one of the episodes before, like I was suicidal. And it was more on his aspect though. It was like he made me feel like I wasn't enough, and he blamed what happened on me, like it was my fault. And I'm like, value, like we did before. I'm like, what? How is this my fault? Like, what the hell did I do? Like, so I was suicidal to a point, but I had to get a reality check and be like, bitch, this is not your fault. Because I did everything wrong. I said I was the wife. I was doing what I had to do on my part. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to lose myself or harm myself at your expense, because it was your wrongdoing. Yeah. Now, that took a lot of praying, a lot of breakdowns, I did therapy too. Like, it was a lot. And I think it's been over 3 years, and I'm still just now like getting to the point where I can be okay with like saying his name and going through our history. Like, I know when I get those final divorce, my final decree, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna cry, but not because I miss him. I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna cry, but it's gonna be like,
you're going to cry. Yes,
it's really gonna be.
It's a weight,
like an end, like
it's a final end. It's a happiness, but it's a relief. It's gonna be just that.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think that's just my food.
It's a complete, just a relief, and I can't wait. I'm having I'm done party. I'm like, y'all are invited, by the way.
Honey, don't find me. I'll be up in there.
We get drunk, we get lit.
I'm gonna be like, girl, this is for my homies.
Take a shot. I'm getting carried out. Like, that's how I'm trying to go out with a bang, though, for sure. It is a pain that I can't even explain. She's like, you can't explain it. It's just you break down randomly just for the thought of it.
Damn, oh my God, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just over here trying not to get emotional, because I'm like, oh, I love my man and my family, and I know it's work, because we've been through like a lot. Like, things wasn't always rainbows and cupcakes.
Of course, we're human.
We got our lives together. Like, we grew together. So I can just imagine like just like calling it quits, regardless of what happened for y'all to even do that. But I like, after y'all saying that and stuff, I'm just over here like, wow, I will be a wreck. Like, woo, I will be a mess. But I will say this though, so Valika, when did you like start to like pick yourself up? Like when did you know, okay, it's time for me to blossom, baby?
I was always, but see, that's the thing. And I'm grateful for your question, but I was always picking myself up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was never, I was 2016. That's when I found out that he had cheated on me so many times, he couldn't even count. With so many women. And I remember I got a phone call from one of the girls. It was her boyfriend. And he said, he was like, I found you on Instagram and your number was up there and I'm calling you. And he was like, your husband and my girl have been seeing each other. And he told me everything. This guy, her boyfriend, told me everything. And the next, I remember all of this. And I was like, okay. And I called him and he didn't deny it. And I said, okay. And I called my homegirl and she picked me up. And then I went to my mother's house and I told my mother. And I was like, okay, well, I have an audition tomorrow. And I did. And I booked it. You know what I mean? And it was an incredible show for my life. I booked Father Comes Home from the Wars Part 1, 2, and 3 at Roundhouse Theater in the DC area. And I was, the lead. And I booked. And I was like, so I was always... Like I was always like moving forward and picking myself up. So I never had a moment of like, not moving forward with what I wanted to do. But I've always been able to juggle things like that. I'm not praising it, Right, this is not for the woman, that can't. It's not that. What I'm saying for myself, that I've always had a very like, Valika, this is that. And they just live in two separate worlds for me. So yeah, but the divorce was different because I didn't know. Like he left me, but I didn't know he was leaving, and he moved to Australia, and I found out on Facebook that he had moved, and I didn't know. So it was like
oh my God.
It was like I didn't know. I had no idea, and I was literally like I thought I was going to check myself into a mental institution. Like I didn't know what was happening, and I was like, damn, am I that bad?
Wait, you found out on Facebook?
Yeah.
Like, wait, can you?
Wow. I found out on Facebook. He had changed his. He lives in Australia, in Melbourne or Sydney, wherever it was. He changed his status, and everyone was like, welcome here. We're so happy you moved here. It was just, on his feed. And I was like, he moved to Australia. I just thought he was going for a business trip. It wasn't unlike him to travel because of his line of work. So I didn't think, anything that. But I mean, yeah, like that's what it was. And so, I mean, the thing, I allow myself to have low moments. Like, I ain't gonna, I'm not one, I really am. I'm 100. What you see is what you get. People, I smile. That's like, yeah, that's like my constant. I can be, everybody in my family could be drop dead and I'll probably still be smiling because I'd be like, well, shit, nigga, I'm alive. Shit. I gotta be, shit, nigga, well, damn, I don't know. I'm so grateful for God for that. But it don't mean I don't be in pain. Yeah. It don't mean, what I'm saying? Like, it don't mean I'm not in pain. I be in pain like I don't know what, but I'm still able to be like, let me brush these damn teeth. So, yeah, like, I'm just saying, I wanted so much for myself. I was not the woman who I wanted to be in my marriage. Like the woman who I would dream about. Like I am an incredible visualizer. I visualize all day. I see myself performing and traveling the world and being pregnant on stage, dancing and, looking to the, looking on the stage, the side of the stage and seeing my man blowing me a kiss. And I'm so good, I can still give him a kiss and then go back to my performance. You don't even know. Like, I have these visions and I wasn't living that life. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like when he left me, like as painful as it was, that's when I started living my life. And I was grateful, as painful as it was, I was so grateful because I was doing the things that I wanted to do. Everything I wanted to do, I was doing without him. You know what I mean? And the reason I wrote the book is because, the type of person that I am always like, what can make me feel better? I don't want to be depressed. I'm not the type of person. Let me stay up in this bitch.
Yeah,
let me stay depressed, bitch. Fuck no. I be like, what I gotta do? What fruits I need, bitch? Because I'm trying to be, floating like a butterfly. Like, you know what I mean? And so all the literature, all the content that I was finding, it was like, how to get a man, how to get a man, how to get a man. And I was like, I don't give fuck about no goddamn man, bitch. How do I fucking heal? This shit fucking hurts. So my mother, Queen B, shout out to Irvina, I love you. My mother was like, Valika, my mom's been divorced. My mom was like, I gotta be completely honest. She was like, you actually doing pretty good going through this emotionally. Won't you write about it? So I started writing about things that I was doing, So even when it came to like, all of his stuff in the house, because he left, so all of his stuff was there. I packed it up, I said goodbye to it. I cried. I did all these rituals. I was doing all of these things, you know what I'm saying? To try to help me go through. we were in the process of trying to have a child, like IVF, and we had to end up destroy the embryo because he didn't want to be with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we had to destroy the embryo. You know, I even at one point wanted to give it to, you know, a family that couldn't have a child, and you know, but both people have to agree. So, you know, even going through that, which was a really painful experience, like, you know, I gave my baby an altar, and, you know, I prayed for my baby, and I was like, I'm so sorry, you know, but, you know, still being able to find the gratitude, you know, like within that, you know what I'm saying? Because that embryo baby Basil Holt, that was baby Basil Holt, you know, that baby like helped me become who like I am. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so grateful.
I can definitely,
you know, like I'm so grateful
because you have a child, and like I remember like when I had my son, I felt like I knew who I was. Like I'm telling you, I felt like I knew why I was here. So I can definitely like feel where you're coming from, because I was like, you know, I was being Shaq, doing my thing, but when my son came, I was like, it's like an instant light bulb went off in my life.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, well, shit, I have meaning. Like, I need to be here. I'm here, and so I can definitely touch. I definitely know how you feel about that.
And it was just an embryo.
I want you to experience that one day too, baby. You'll love it. Trust me.
Yes.
You're gonna love it, honey.
I had an embryo when I felt that way.
No, trust me.
I can't imagine actually giving birth to a full ass human child.
No, but the bond be like that though.
Yeah,
the bond be that strong. Like as soon as you know you got it, like whether it's still growing or where it's at, you're gonna just start change. Like, so I definitely can relate to that.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I ain't have no bond up front. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't have
love
that.
it. I ain't gonna lie to you. We wasn't bonding.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I loved her. You know, I'm like, oh, I got a baby. But to me, I didn't have that bond with her until I actually had her. I physically had her.
Okay.
And even then, it still took a little bit of time for me. Not saying I didn't love her or nothing, but I don't know. I guess I wasn't that emotional or that sentimental as a mother. But once I had her, though, and I'm like, damn, maybe I do. Like, I have purpose. Like, this is my seed. This is my kid. This is my whole life now. Like, honestly, fuck me. Like, this is my life right here. Like, so after that, there's the whole purpose right there for sure.
So I do want to ask this question though. So do you think, like, you know, with you going through your divorce and everything, were there days where you were like, where you can take accountability of some things that you felt like that you
That's what
did
the blossoming is. The whole book is literally me like saying, bitch, your shit stink. Queen V, goddess Valika Jessica, the goddess of water, this beautiful entity that you see, it was my shit. Fuck him. It was me. Like, you know, hell yes. I wasn't the best wife. I wasn't what? I was nagging. I wasn't emotionally stable. I thought that he was the one that had to make me happy. I depended on him for everything. Yeah. I'm having a bad day. Make me feel better. I didn't like this. Make me feel better.
I'm glad you are admitting that, because
that shit is so fucking childlike.
Liability. Yep, and that's what happens. And we definitely talked about that on a previous episode about how a woman can become a liability in her relationship, and that's.
You're acting like a fucking child. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, are there moments of that? Yes, but every goddamn thing, like, you can't hold your own for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And emotionally, I was a wreck. I was a mess. I had so many abandonment issues from my parents. And let me see, my mother and my father, we like this. But when my parents divorced and when my father left the household, like, it was like, oh, men that love me leave. No, I'm 10, right? But this is how I computed it as a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
This is why I'm such an advocate for children going to therapy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, no, my father did not leave. He just left my mom. Yeah, He didn't leave me. I saw my father all the time. But it's like, oh, but you move out. That's what happens. So I computed that with men that love me romantically will always leave. So every boyfriend, and I didn't figure this out until I'm in therapy, right? Like, as I'm grieving me and my ex-husband's divorce, And so I'm moving through that, and I'm like, damn, like all these abandonment issues fucked me up. I can see why. I'm not saying it was right, but I can see why you didn't want to be with me. I can see why you cheated. I'm not saying that it's right, and we should, the communication was not there, but I can see why. I have to own up to my shit. I was like, damn, you're not as bomb as you think you are, queen. But now I am.
Yeah, right.
So with you saying that, I really thought about that. So did you ever think, or did you ever ask him at one point, like, you weren't happy and you still cheating? Why did you never just leave initially to begin with instead of cheating on you this whole time?
We had that discussion like towards the end when he was, so he just didn't leave. Let me be clear. We were separated, living in the same house. He was in another bedroom. And we were talking about going to therapy, things like that. And he did not leave because he didn't want to abandon me the way that my father did. You know what I'm saying? And so he was staying in something. He told me that he knew he wanted to go in year 2. And I said, well, damn, why you ain't say nothing? He was like, because to hurt you like that. And I'm like, damn, so we both live. You live in a motherfucking lie. I'm fucked up. This shit is fucked up.
Wow.
Shit. But I mean, I can only speak for myself, right? Had I had the emotional maturity that I had now, back when I was 27, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I would have been able to communicate in a beautiful way. We don't need to do this. It's not going to be good for us, right. But I wasn't able to do that. I can't speak for him, but I was not able to. Right. But that's what he told me. And I thought it was very beautiful. It's a very beautiful thing of him sacrificing himself that way, but it was sacrificing in the detriment of him, and even in my book, I talk about that. Like, I thought that sacrifice, it was just like, I'm going to sacrifice my happiness. I'm going to sacrifice everything. That's what you do in marriage. And I'm like, this shit is fucked up. Like, I don't motherfucking want to be sacrificed. God damn, I got to be dying every day. I'm dying, but I'm married. You know what I mean? But I'm married, nigga. No. I was like, and now, that I'm out here dating and having these beautiful relationships of like men who are friends, I'm like, oh, like love actually can be like great and happy and beautiful, and it doesn't have to be painful. But I thought it had to be painful based on what I saw from growing up. But we Christian, you better stay together.
Oh Lord, please don't get started on that.
Oh my God, what?
Is that the traditional woman argument?
I would say
you stay together.
Yes. That was like
and I have heard a lot of a lot of people that will like they really believe in that, but when y'all are like damaging each other, like,
we holding on by it. I'm about to die.
Yeah, you can't stay together. Now when
hair falling out,
if the wife not happy and y'all trying to work it out, then work that shit out. Yeah. But that when y'all both like minimizing each other and
that's how it was for me. Like for sure, it was of course the abuse aspect of it and stuff like that. And to me, another part which I didn't mention other previews, like why I didn't leave, because I was like, those are my vows, for better or for worse. That was kind of why I was still trying to stick it out.
Yeah.
No matter what, I'm like, I got married. Like this is what I still want to stick by. But then reality hit, and I'm like, I'm talking to people, I'm praying about it, and my therapist actually told me, which helped me with my guilt a little bit, because I still felt bad that I left. She was like, did you know that in the Bible, when that man cheated on you, he broke his vow to God, not you. She said, so it made me feel better. She was like, he messed up that commitment with God. She says, so she was like, you're safe. Like, you didn't ruin your relationship. He did.
Because if you would have stayed, girl,
I probably would have been dead. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You'd be sitting right here.
I would not.
Damn fat.
I would not. So for sure, I think that was a big aspect for me, like sticking it out, because it was a vow. Like I said I was going to do it, and I meant it, and it was between God.
And I can see why that hurt you, because I know, like for myself, I am a family person. Like I'm basically like to keep families together for the right reasons. So I can definitely, when it's time to roll, it's time to roll. But overall, I am no, you guys can make it type of woman, because I don't want to see families failing or nothing like that. But like I said, when it's time to roll, honey, it's time to go. It's time to roll.
When it's time to go, you got to get away.
Oh yeah, right.
You have to
go. Yeah, someone has to have the courage to do it.
I just love how you took accountability, though, because I know a lot of women they struggle with that.
I'm still working on it.
They struggle on taking accountability, and I think like women as a whole, we struggle with
women struggle with accountability. Absolutely.
We do. I don't know if it's like fuck it. For me, I know there's been times where I struggle with it because I felt like I had to be a superwoman, and the reason why I felt like that is because my mom was awesome. Like she set the bar so goddamn high. I'm like, oh my God, like I gotta hit that bar. If I don't hit it, I'm a trash ass wife. And now I got a baby, so I'm a trash ass mom. Like I have to hit that bar. And when I'm gonna tell you my mom, I'm not saying she picture perfect, but the damn bar she set was so high. I'm constantly like reaching for that shit. And I still feel like I'm reaching for it every day. So I'm like, well damn, am I good enough? Good enough? And I'm like,
are you in therapy?
So on and off, I have been. And one thing I will say I did learn about myself as me talking and hearing myself talk and allowing the therapist that's listening to me and I was able to put my own pieces together. And come to find out, I am awesome. I am good. I just want to be extra. That's the shit. Okay. I just want to be extra.
And you create your own bar.
Right. And that's what it is. And I was like, wow, I am doing good.
Yeah.
I just want to be extra. Like, I want my son and my husband to know, like, whatever y'all need, Shaq gonna hold that shit down. Like, I'm that woman. I'm that woman where if you roll over and you want a sandwich at 2 a.m., I'm gonna get the fuck up and make that shit.
Hey, baby, I'm the same way.
Like, that's
how like, honey, give me a kangaroo. And it's given. What do you need? Are you okay?
Yeah, and that's how
I'm a lover like that, yeah.
So I'm just like,
yeah.
you know, and when I tell my friends that, they're like, oh, I ain't doing that shit. I was like, trust me, when you got you somebody that's good to you, in and out, a lot of stuff that may seem crazy, what they ask for, the way you are with them, it's not gonna hurt. It's gonna feel good. You want to do that.
You do stuff out of love, just
that shit gonna feel good.
Like you be like, baby, I'm finna go start your car for work now. Let me get the car
shit
warm
like that.
for you.
It's gonna feel good.
Let me charge your phone without you thinking. It's just the little things that can always like just make
let me turn your car.
You finna go work to make this money. Let me warm it up.
And you ain't even gotta go to work, baby.
Damn, I never even thought.
Look, I will sacrifice 5 minutes of sleep to start this car for you.
So, question.
Yes, my love.
Okay, now that you know what you know, would you go back and do the same thing again?
Absolutely. To become this version.
That's a good question.
Become this version of myself, I would do it again and again and again, exactly the same. Because I am fabulous. I am amazing. I am righteous. I am kind. I understand how to communicate.
Yes.
I know the love I need. I love it. I fucking love who I am. And I am literally the woman who I will be dreaming about. Like, I am her.
Yes.
I'm directing. I'm fucking writing books. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here fucking playwriting, acting and shit, nigga, on TV. Out here living my dreams and shit. Getting money from what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I would do it again to be in the skin that I'm in.
And I like that you say that because I feel like there's a lot of women out there that went through what you went through, maybe even worse, or maybe not so bad, but I will never do that mess again, but they don't focus on the woman that they can become. That they can become.
Flower.
And that's the thing. And I really like that. I just really like how you really like voice your accountability and you took control of like yourself. And I know a lot of women that like they struggle with that.
Yeah. And they're the stages. There was at one stage where I didn't think that, I was like, oh my God, what man is gonna want me? My husband left me. They gonna think I'm damaged goods. I literally, and my girlfriends was like, bitch, do you know how? No. Like, no, like, are you got like, but it took like, it was so many stages. You know what I mean? I just went through every stage of it. You know, I just had to keep it 100. I did think that I was like, well, damn, when niggas found out when he left me. But what's so funny is niggas be like, what was wrong with him?
Right, when they meet you.
Like, nigga, what was wrong with him? He didn't meet you. I was like, I was crazy back then. I was like,
I love it. Your energy is fire. Oh my God. Your energy is fire. But I will say this, but before we head out and end everything, I did want to ask you something, but that's in the book. But I can't ask it because they need to buy your shit so they can see it for themselves. So I'm gonna save that because had a little, but I'm gonna save it because I want them to click below because it will be linked in on the YouTube channel, so they'll be able to click it. And I want y'all out there to definitely buy it. Her energy is fire, as you see it. Valika Jessica ain't playing no goddamn games. Okay,
None at all, baby.
Okay, and her energy, I just love it. But you got any last words for her, Bree Lover Abigail, for Valika, or just in general?
I just love your energy, like
I'm
the
grateful.
person you really became. That is
Thank
very
you.
rare from somebody who goes through a divorce. Even as a Black woman, they talk about us like crazy when it comes to that stuff. But for you to just come into this woman that you are is truly amazing and a blessing.
Thank you. And I'm sending you so much love on your journey. And be gentle with yourself.
Absolutely.
Be gentle, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're human.
Absolutely.
And stay in therapy and keep yourself around, women who are beautiful here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about therapy is that, when I would leave therapy, then I had this beautiful tribe of goddesses who I could throw the stuff off of that were at my basically my beck and call anytime I needed them. You know what I'm saying? And I knew I could trust them because they were righteous women. Like I can't deal with what the fuck you just say?
Yeah, that ain't right.
Fuck that nigga. That nigga ain't shit. No,
we
bitch.
doing that.
No, I'd be like, no, I ain't fuck no.
You can't talk to women who are single and who don't know I can't do that. If you ain't even been married or even been a real at least 4-year relationship type, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. You cannot give me advice if you've been in a 1-year relationship.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Look at Abigail.
Are you gonna talk to me?
I don't even like you, Abigail. I'm just kidding.
I haven't been in a 4-year relationship for real.
Really?
No, I haven't.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
I mean,
Maybe the boo you with now. Maybe y'all go.
Yeah, maybe that will. Don't mess okay.
I like him. He's kind. He's a great guy. Congratulations. We love beautiful love stories over here. That's good.
Yes. Do I? Oh, I was gonna say you kind of already touched on it, but do you have any words? Would you get married again? And do you have any words for what women should be asking prior to, so they don't have to, or is it inevitable to, maybe some people are just inevitably going to have to go through marriage and divorce to get to know themselves? I know that was multiple,
that was multiple questions.
Yeah. So
Well,
just pick one or two that you want to.
in at midnight.
Those are all valid questions, though. Those are valid.
Like, I think questions I would have asked are, what things do you value? Like what does family look like for you? We are both in our passions, right? He's an artist, I'm an artist. I don't know what he's doing now, but past tense, we were both in our passions. So, when it's not, when it's not making the money, like, what's your hustle like? You know what I'm saying? What's your hustle like? You know what I mean? Just to name a few, let's say I love making money. You know what I'm saying? I love making money with my man, so I would have definitely asked that. I'm curious, spirituality, just so much. But then also I think bigger than asking is just really paying attention.
Yeah,
I didn't know how to look because it was all in front of me. And I'm not going to that's what I don't get into when I'm speaking, because I still believe, and I'm curious of what you think about this, it is very important for me to still honor the marriage. Even though I'm not married to him anymore, to honor, we had 10, 11 years of, I know everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just certain things that I'm not going to speak on and talk about out of respect for that union of the friendship, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That goes for friends, anybody. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I say it's so important. I keep it on me and my fault. Me talking about the infidelities and stuff like that. What the fuck, nigga? You cheated on me, and you know what I'm saying? But the intricacies of him and families. You'll never hear it come from my mouth. You know what I'm saying? But being able to see, because if I had looked, I would have been like, oh shit. It was right there. And it was crazy because when I announced, because the way that I announced my divorce was it was very beautiful the way that I announced it. It was blossoming after divorce. It was literally like I did a workshop doing the what do you call that thing we went through? Quarantine. Pandemic. You know, what was that thing we went through? the pandemic. That shut everybody down. Right. I literally like had this beautiful flyer made, and I was like, you know, like blossoming after divorce, learn some tips, and this was like, what the fuck? And I was like, girl, guys. So that's how like I announced it, but like, I lost my train of thought. Because I'm thinking back at that time, this is what it was. But people literally were like dropping into my DMs saying like, girl, I'm so happy you're not with him. I'm so like people that I didn't even know. They was like, you didn't even see it, Valika. You didn't even see it. Wow. You know, people, I mean, when I went home for Christmas and literally someone I ran into was like, girl, I'm so happy. Like this person never, I was like, wait, what? Oh, everybody saw that.
And you know why they couldn't tell you.
Oh, I would have fucked them up. I would have cussed their asses out.
Exactly, and they knew, so they had to, and that's the right thing. Me, that's the right thing.
Because I'm down for mine. You didn't talk about my goddamn.
And that's sometimes you gotta learn to play your own. Yeah, you gotta play. Yeah.
And you know, to this day, you know, I love my father. You know what I'm saying? Like him and my ex-husband had a very interesting relationship. And my father, to this day, like he like, what you talk about in therapy, that's between you and your therapist. I ain't gonna give you no advice on that, Valika. But all I would say is that I'm so happy with who you are now. You know what I mean? Like my dad's really, they my whole family saw it. And I said, well, I wish one person.
Just one.
But I probably would have cussed their ass out there.
Anyway.
That's my man. What's the funny meme? That's my man. And I was like, what's the meme? With everyone going around like, yeah, that's my man. I'm sticking with him.
I'm gonna stick beside
him. That's him. So yeah.
But that's good though, because if you dealing with it, you better have his goddamn back, because it don't make no sense to be riding with him if you ain't gonna have his damn back.
10 toes down, baby.
Then you go home and talk about it. Okay, nigga. So now what's going on? Like
you all the way in or you all the way out. Ain't no halfway, 1 foot 3. If you win, you win, and that's through it all. So, oh my God, I really loved you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I do want to tell the women something. Like I just want women to know, and you know, men, you know, just please, like, just be gentle. Be gentle with yourself and always like choose love. You know what I mean? And it's going to work out. Like it may hurt before it works out, but just always choose love and always choose to like always want to be like the best version like of yourself and always seek to be your best self. You know what I'm saying? Like please, like with everything in me, my God, like it's so much beauty after divorce. It's so much divinity after divorce. And, you know, shit, if I could do it, you know, you can too. Like, you're no better than me. We're all fabulous, you know?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I loved it. This was so bomb. Once again, don't forget, y'all watching, the book will be linked in the bio.
You know?
And once again, thank you so much, Valika Jessica.
I was going to say thank you and subscribe to Here We Are. You know, all of them. Y'all know the protocol.
Absolutely.
And also follow
Valika Jessica and Blossoming After Divorce.
Yes. Thank you. See you next time.
Bye.